Hello, everybody. My name is Jacob Wilson, and this is my presentation on economic security in Alaska. We're going to be discussing the definition of insecurities, the definition of economic security, and the insecurities of Alaska. We're going to try and get to the root cause of those insecurities, and then we're going to map out the needs, capabilities, and vulnerabilities of Alaska. And finally, we're going to just put it all together and see what our outlook is. And the definition of economic security is having a stable income or other resources to help support your standard of living for the present and foreseeable future. And some insecurities that I found in Alaska that pertain to not only the economic uh, security as a whole for Alaskan, but for all the Alaskans that live there. Um, The oil, zinc, salmon, and ground fish are the biggest economic drivers of Alaska, but they have been declining in price rapidly. Salmon has been declining since it was a boom in the 1980s, and has been declining ever since. And Alaska can't control those prices, so they're just kind of whatever they get is what they get. And 85% of the state's budget does go to the oil field. And if oil prices go down or too low, then the economy goes down. And when they go up, then the economy's booming. And finally, that Pebble mine is a huge topic, and it is not viable according to some of the readings that we were given, and it is wasted. All right, root causes: the zinc, salmon, and ground fish. Root causes are short seasons and price drop that lead to low employment. Short seasons, mainly for salmon and groundfish, they make it so you can't constantly rig in all those fish. Um, Non-locals hold a lot of processing fish jobs, especially on the coast. A lot of non-locals will come in for the seasonal jobs and take it away from Alaskans. And then apparently there are Alaskan villages that collect royalties on fishing. So there are many villages that can go out and get their own fish, but some of them just collect royalties on the fishing that goes down in their areas. Um, Oil, the root cause of oil is the dependency on oil to always be high price. It's not always going to be high price, and we've seen that it does fluctuate from time to time. And then finally, Pebble Mine. The root cause is the false promises that Pebble Mine presented to us in Alaska, which led to a huge misspending of money. The needs, capabilities, and vulnerabilities. So the needs of Alaska is that Alaska needs more fields of possible profit for the economy as a whole. Having just those few things and having them fluctuate between the fish and oil fields is not a good thing. We need more work brought to Alaska in order to actually keep it going. Capabilities: Alaska has the power to create new business and create more employment opportunities because of all the land available. If they can get some companies from up here, there's plenty of room up here for people to have more businesses. I know that a lot of people don't want to bring a lot of people up here, but it could increase the jobs and decrease the unemployment rate. Vulnerabilities: the dependency on oil and fish prices to remain steady or to raise. There's too much of a dependency on uh, these the production of this, and if it doesn't work, it's not working. The conclusion and outlook. Alaska has many issues that push the economic security of all its citizens in danger and pushes many into poverty. Now, I know the poverty rate is pretty, it's in the middle. It's not very high. It's about 10.7%. And that is high, but if you look at the rest of the United States, you can go all the way up to like Mississippi, whose unemployment rate is about 22%. Or unemployment, sorry, poverty rate. They rely too heavily on government politics and economy for its own economy. So we rely way too much on what is going on in the rest of the United States to dictate how our economy looks. So if something happens in politics, it could completely impact Alaska, for better or worse. Same thing with the economy. But Alaska is not stuck in the mud. They have the ability to bring more work and jobs to Alaska. They just have to do it. I don't know how, but if they could bring more uh, different types of fields up to Alaska, then they'd be able to get themselves out. And as long as the prices for oil and fish stay constant or increase, Alaska will be able to survive. Otherwise, people will not be able to afford living here. That is it's an interesting outlook because if they do stay high and constantly increase, then Alaska will be a thriving economy. But if it doesn't, and we stay with just those two being our main source of income, and our main source of the booming economy, then we're going to have highs and lows forever. The poverty rate in Alaska at the moment is fairly decent compared to the rest of the United States, so that is a good cause or a good outlook in the future. Yeah, like I said, it's about 10.7. It's on a relatively low scale compared to the rest of the United States, so that is always a good thing. And that is all, folks. That is my presentation. Thanks for listening.